If I had to ask you what it is that you want most in this life, I bet the majority of you basic bitches out there would say the following. I want to be rich. I want to be successful. I want to be a billionaire so freaking bad. What a song, bro. You want to be a billionaire, right? You want to be like Andrew Tate, top G. You want to be surrounded by Bugattis and sparkling water. You want to be surrounded by beautiful women. You want to be attractive, right? I want to have either multiple beautiful women in my life, or I just want to have one that loves the absolute nonsense out of me, right? You want relationships. You want basic bitch things, right? No offense, bro, because I want them too. I'd be lying if I was sitting here right now telling you that I don't want a flippin' Lamborghini Aventador, that I don't want a mansion, that I don't want a beautiful girlfriend. I'd be lying, because we all want what we all want, essentially. But here's the problem, right? I also know that a lot of you miserable assholes out there watching this video often say to yourselves daily, maybe even every minute or every hour, if only I had money, if only I had good looks, if only I had discipline, if only I had better parents who raised me right, if only I had a better start in this life, then I would be happy. If only I had money, then I would be finally successful. If only I had this beautiful woman that I've been obsessing about for months and years. If only I had her, then my life would be complete and people would like me and, I'd be respected and blah, blah, blah. All this bullshit about if only, then I would be happy, right? And don't you lie to me. We've all fallen into this trap more times than we care or would like to admit. I'm making fun of it, but this does work, right? You can't disagree with the fact that a lot of people take these beliefs and they genuinely use them as motivation, which can make them successful. Many of these people do go on to achieve their goals. They force themselves to be miserable enough, Pain is a really good motivator in the right context, but these people put themselves through so much pain and they actually do see some results. But alas, many of these people unfortunately still wake up one morning and realize that even after all the hard work, even after all the achievements and success, they still aren't happy and they just can't understand why. Kanye West is the perfect example of somebody that on paper has it all, right? Or at least had it all at one stage. He had a legendary status music career, right? Everybody loved and respected him. He could have anything that money could buy, right? He could have any woman he wanted. He chose Kim Kardashian, which was a bloody mistake, but we moved, bro, we moved. But we are talking about the very same man who honestly seems to like or enjoy putting himself through utter pain and misery, right? He loves to cause controversy. And I don't know him personally, so I could be very wrong, but I think that we could all generally agree that Kanye West does not seem to be a very happy or mentally sane human being. On the other end of this argument, I don't want you to be poor. I don't want you to be struggling. I don't want you to be miserable. I don't want you to have to go without, because this is a self-improvement YouTube channel, right? I want to help you. I want you to be successful, jacked, fit, confident, have all the beautiful women around you, have all the money and success that you want. That's my wish for you. I want you to be happy, and I don't want you to have to cry on a bicycle. I'd rather you be crying in your Lamborghini. So I don't want you to be broke. Can we truly be both successful and happy? Luckily for you, you are subscribed to the best YouTube channel on the internet. And so I'm going to teach you how you can finally learn to become as successful as you truly want to become. But more importantly, on top of that, I want to teach you how to be happy on a daily basis while achieving and chasing and going for all of your dreams and goals. So when you start out on your journey towards finding success and achievement in order to become happy, many people start with goal setting. And this, at face value, is excellent advice. Goals give you a purpose. They give you a meaning to get up out of bed every morning and go for something worth having. By identifying a big, grand goal that really inspires you, you finally give yourself maybe a plan of action to follow. The steps might not be minute enough. The steps might not be concrete and practical enough, but it gives you that good starting point so that you know in which direction, general direction, you want to follow. The problem with goals, and I love teaching people about this problem because they always look at me and say, what the fuck, like, how can you say that? You'll see what I mean in a minute. But the problem with goals is that you are always a loser. And people are like, bro, what are you? You're a self-improvement coach. Like, why are you calling me a loser for having goals? Like, that's a bit hypocritical of you, don't you think, bro? When you set a goal that you haven't achieved yet, which is today, obviously, because you haven't achieved that goal yet, what are you? You're essentially a loser, right? You're somebody that hasn't achieved the thing he wants. And so somebody that doesn't do the thing that they want to do is by definition a loser. But you being a smartass might say to me right now, but Niall, when I achieve my goal, then I won't be a loser. And then by definition, I'll be happy, obviously, right? But unfortunately for you, my misguided friend, you are still a loser. Why? Because you've achieved a goal and now you don't have any more goals to pursue. You're in this perpetual cycle of wanting and getting for 2 seconds and then wanting again, which does not lead you to happiness. Sure, you might achieve a few goals along the way, but you'll never be happy because you'll always have this mindset of a loser. When you achieve this goal, yes, fair enough, you may be happy for that day. You may be happy for the week. You may be overjoyed for a month. Let's be honest, that pleasure never lasts as long as you want it to. It's not going to last you a lifetime. It's not going to be long-lasting, fulfilling happiness. Because the pain to pleasure ratio is way out of balance, bro. You essentially suffer for years at a time to achieve anything meaningful, just to have a week of pure pleasure and bliss. Doesn't sound like a very fair trade-off to me. And I think ultimately the biggest problem with goal setting is that it's too future orientated, right? It's always far ahead in the horizon, which means that you are never living in the present moment. You're never here right now enjoying your life as it is in this moment. You become that cliche stereotype of when I become successful, then I'll be happy. When I get the Lambo, then girls will like me, right? You're never enjoying the current moment now. You're never taking the time to metaphorically smell the roses and appreciate the life that you have currently been blessed with. Therefore, happiness does not lie in achieving the goals. It lies in the process. It lies in the day-to-day flow state, the actions that you take on a daily basis that not only make you incredibly happy and fulfilled, but like I said, act as the building blocks towards your future success. Author James Clear, who wrote the incredibly successful self-improvement book, Atomic Habits, tried to solve this problem by introducing a concept that he refers to as systems. Essentially, systems turn your big goals into daily, small, actionable steps that you can follow and run as a system that will not only allow you to feel fulfillment in each of those actions, but will make you successful in the long run. These systems are essentially known as habits. The habits that you are trying to form on a day-to-day basis that'll improve your life. So let's say, for example, you have the goal of finding your soulmate, meeting a beautiful woman that you'll fall in love with and have kids with and build a life with, blah, 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 right? That's your big goal. But James Clear says, okay, cool, let's turn that into systems. So what is it that I can do today that will not only get me closer to the big goal, but will also make me feel successful? Because like I said, if you don't have the girlfriend, you feel like a loser. But then you get the girlfriend and you're like, well, I'm a loser now because I have nothing better to do other than spend time with my girlfriend. So if we take Clear's advice, we would take that goal of getting a girlfriend, getting a soulmate, and make it into a system of, let's say, talking to 2 girls or maybe even talking to a handful of girls a day, going up to introduce ourselves every day, asking for a number every day, doing a small actionable step that'll take us closer to that goal. Maybe part of that system would be hit the gym every single day, because as we get a better physique, as we become healthier and more confident in ourselves, we would up our odds of finding somebody that would appreciate us, who would see us as an attractive human being. As you can clearly see, systems do provide a lot of solutions to the problems that we were left with when it came to goal setting. But I hate to burst your bubble, because there are still a few key problems with systems that also kind of lead us to maybe missing the mark in terms of finding happiness. One of those problems is that sometimes we honestly just forget why we are doing something, right? You wake up one day and you got to hit the gym like you've been doing for months and years. And one day you wake up and you think, well, I don't really care anymore about having a good body. I've kind of reached my fitness goal. I've kind of done this now and I'm just going to the gym day in and day out, but I don't really see the meaning of it anymore. What's the purpose of following the system? Heck, some of these habits may not be enjoyable to you at all. Let's say, for example, if we follow the advice of the book, The 5 a.m. Club, which essentially the author, Robin Sharma, suggests that you should be up at 5 o'clock in the morning to start a productive day. Maybe you love music and you aspire to become a famous musician who obviously would do gigs at night. He'd tour around the world and, he'd have to stay up a few late nights in the studio recording a hit album, That is what he would enjoy the most, and that's the goal that that person has. So waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning every morning is not going to be very productive towards achieving that goal. But if you follow the advice that the author gives, clearly 5 a.m. is better. It's the right thing to do, but maybe it may not be the right thing for you to do. Maybe 5 a.m. doesn't resonate with your personal values. hence the answer to our problem. A value is a principle that you hold for yourself, right? It's a standard of behavior that resonates with you on a core fundamental level. It is the beliefs and the perspectives and the things that you believe in the most and care about and value the most. So for example, one of my greatest values is the value of authenticity. It's the value of being not only honest with other people in the world around me, but being honest with myself, being able to call myself out on my own bullshit when needed. Now you might be saying, okay, cool, bro, but like, how does authenticity help me? Like, how does authenticity or honesty have anything to do with setting systems, the daily actions that are going to help me build my life? What does it have to do with goal setting? Like, it has nothing to do with any of these things. Values work from an internal perspective. They work from building on from who you are into the life you want to create, rather than working from some imaginary life that you think you want into the kind of person that might not resonate with that life. Because when you are living in accordance with your greatest values, your life cannot help but be happy and successful, because you won't be going for goals that you don't resonate with personally, which means you won't be doing daily steps that make no sense to you and leave you bitterly disappointed and unhappy half the time, right? Because you know that it resonates with who you are fundamentally as a person and what you value the most. Making change is so much more about who you are as a human being rather than what you do, because what you do can change. It can be influenced by motivation and laziness and procrastination. The daily steps that you take become effortless and easy because it is resonating with who you are as a human being instead of what it is you think you should be. So let me teach you how this new and improved process of value setting will help you achieve both happiness and success. When it comes to achieving success, your values will help you create the systems, the daily action, daily discipline that you need in order to build upon to achieve your goals, right? So for example, you want to become a successful business owner, right? And so you think to yourself, okay, what do I value the most in terms of meaningful work, in terms of business? My value is in helping other people. I value love and connection and brotherhood and helping make the world a better place. I value purpose and connection. And the best way for me to build a business that allows me to consistently hit that benchmark of helping other people, helping people grow and learn about themselves to become happier and stronger human beings, the way that I do that is by making YouTube videos. It's by creating a YouTube channel that allows me to provide this advice, to provide these lessons. But now I'm doing work that is valuable and meaningful to me. By taking this daily action of providing this content and these lessons to you, I'm happy right now. And so I'm not only contributing towards my eventual success, but I am happy in this very moment, in this process, because I'm doing what I love and I'm doing something that successfully makes me successful and makes me happy because I followed my values. So maybe you agree with me now. Maybe you're saying, okay, cool, I get you, bro. I need to identify what my values are in order to be happy and successful. But the problem is, what are my values? And even if I do know what some of my values are, bro, there's so many of them. I mean, look, I just mentioned authenticity, but like you could have the value of relationships, you could have the value of success, the value of honesty, like the list goes on and on. So the question now becomes, where the hell do I start in picking these values? But don't worry, you don't need to now go and sit down and write 1,000 values, because I have a worksheet that I used to actually find and craft my own values. And I'm going to give that worksheet to you today for absolutely nada. All you have to do is go to the link below, sign up for the email list, and I will send you a free values template, right? And it's going to show you how to go through each value, select your 2 core values, and then it's going to give you some really useful questions and insights that you can ask yourself to really help you identify why these values are important to you. And once you've got those values, then you'll be able to go ahead and set the daily habits and the systems, which will ultimately lead you to setting the grand goal that you want to achieve in your lifetime.